right, this is just to warn everyone. I'm going to be right up front about this. There are spoilers. I do put that on the thumbnail and all that, but also we are discussing adult, mature content from this 16 plus Dismal Minus production, because I'll tell you what, if you found last week's episode scary, in the perilous wildwoods, this week, but this week it was, I'll tell you what, it was so, this week we go into the dread mines of Moria. Not Moria, but you get the idea. Bonjour! Another week's gone, another episode of Willow. And they've just gone full on comedy. And what I said right at the beginning about this show is, do you know what? If they'd have just let the audience in on it right at the beginning, instead of half trying to do a serious fantasy story and half trying to be knowing wink to the audience tongue in cheek, I'll tell you what, if they'd have got away, if they'd have got rid of whoever said, oh, we've got to put some serious elements of fantasy in this, I'll tell you what, this would be top of the shop, because I laugh all the way through. But I'm laughing all the way through for the wrong reasons. I mean, the beginning of this episode, Kit's brother Prince turns up. I don't know any of their names in the old. I know a couple, but you know the one I mean. With, you know, the long glorious hair, and he had the nice, just look, look. Anyway, I don't know. Look, we've had a little scene of him in one of the other episodes, apart from the first one where we saw him and he gets kidnapped or whatever. In this episode, he's a little bit dishevelled. He's got, someone's kind of fluffed up his hair a little bit. But how much time has passed? He hasn't had any water. As far as we can tell, no one's giving him any water. He wakes up in this deserted city that looks like the size of New York. This abandoned ancient city, and it is so jarring that I'm sitting there thinking, hold on a minute, we've never, even the where the castle at the beginning, that weren't within a sprawling. Anyway, that might be explained. I'm sure they'll stop to talk about that. So anyway, we see a little bit of him at the beginning. A portent of events to come, mayhap. And then we're back to the idiots that we have to follow every week. And anyway, they've got to go down the Mines of Melon, and oh god, the excuses they set up, and so they go down into the obviously CGI mine, and they haven't even gone down into any really proper caves to do some of it. And it's just, there's one scene where Kit, she's obviously just looking at a CGI screen, and her acting is so shocking. It is so shocking. And they show us the CGI Moria, because it is. Alright, it's not the Mines of Melon that they call it. And they've done a CGI, I don't really know. I don't know if they're mining this. I don't really get it, but I do get distracted because I'm not going to pause it to write my notes. And I don't pause it to go out and make myself a cup of tea either. Well, for Willow, I need a cup of strong coffee. And I need two. I need one at the beginning and one halfway through to keep me awake. So I don't stop and pause it. But I kind of thinking, why? And her face, like, she don't even take one step forward to have a look down, but the camera pans down. She just stands there going. Anyway, they walk on. They get captured. And the trolls, oh my god. The trolls, they look so pathetic, right? Take a look at this picture of the trolls, right? From Dismal Minus in the show. And take a look at these characters called the Morlocks from a film called The Time Machine in 1960, right? And you tell me, in that intervening 62 years, how much prosthetic makeup has come along. And the head troll, so they capture Kit and Willow. Kit Willow, Kit Willow, Kit Willow. Oh my God, why did I say that? Oh. And they put them in a cage, hanging up on a chain, like in a cage, and there's this big padlock at the front of it, right? That they emphasise clicking it. And I thought for a moment Kit was on her mobile phone, because the first thing she does is not survey her. She's looking at the lock. She's kind of got her hand through the bars, and I thought, no, don't tell me they've got mobile phones down in the Mines of Melon. Anyway, no, she's looking at the padlock, and I thought, all right, she's checking around and she's checking the padlock. And then Willow checks it as well, like as if they're going to leave it unlocked. But I was thinking, hold on, both of them have checked that padlock. Is it going to be unlocked? Next to him in a cage is Christian Slater, Mad Mardigan, which is the name of Kit's dad, and he calls himself Mad Mardigan, which was the name of, I believe that was the name of old Val Kilmer's character, Val Kilmer in first. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. The head troll is this very, very well spoken. This is what I mean about if it was knowing, if they'd allowed us to be in on the joke, this would have all worked. Because instead of all the trolls up to now have been going, rah, 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 and they've all been doing their bestest troll impression by hunching their back and getting down on their and bending their legs and going gra gra. He comes in and he's kind of like, oh, hello, and who might you be? And I've got to admit, I'm laughing now. And he's got this thing going on with his second in command, where he's a bit more, you know, come on, calm down a bit, old chap, kind of thing, which I did find hilarious. I genuinely hilarious. But you're in, like I say, there's no real. It's too little, too late. Like if you get this in, make it tighter. If you get all this stuff in, it was gonna work. It was going to work. I'm telling you. I know everyone who watches my videos and you might think now I'm slating this show. I am, because they can't make their mind up. But other than that, there's probably a good 6 episodes, maybe 4, where if they'd have just known what they were doing, this could have just been a funny mock of the fantasy genre. There's nothing wrong with that. Like they intended She-Hulk to be, almost like a satirisation of the superhero genre. This could have done the same thing with the fantasy genre. You know, it could have been a Princess Bride, but on steroids. But they don't. They decide to make it, I don't know, it's so annoyingly immature. The whole approach to it, and the whole approach to the writing process, the whole approach to acting, such immaturity on a bad level. She gets taken out. Kit gets taken out of the cage, and now they strapped her in. She's still not scared. I mean, they weren't scared when they was dragged in. They're not scared. There's no sense of oh my god, we're in the Mines of Melon. So she's sitting there going, yeah, go on then, talk to me then. I don't care. And they get a maggot out of this pot, and everyone's going, oh my god. But the scene previously, she basically told them everything. I'm Princess Kit from the land of make-believe, whatever it is, wherever she's from. And even Willow goes, really? She's literally spouting off to the head troll. The head troll just says, who are you? She goes, oh, I'm Kit from DeLorean, whatever it is, wherever she's from. Really? And the music. Oh, so she's getting given a maggot and then obviously cut. And then we're back to the other group now. Let's try to rescue Kit and Willow, because they've been captured. And and they're not scared either, really. Eleanor loses the Willow's wand. It drops down into this vastness, this into this infinity of melon, and oh my god, and she goes, let me tell Willow, let me break it to him, and then they stop again. So they're crawling along these little paths. I mean, why the trolls would make it such narrow pathways on these ledges, I don't know. Because they're all they're all slatted out. They're all troll made. But surely the trolls would carve a big enough so they could, they could all walk safely. Because they'd have to all be with their backs against the wall every time they go for a tea break, they'd have to be scuttling along with their backs against the wall, looking down into infinity, just in case they fall. Imagine having a little laugh with one of your mates going, ha ha, nearly fell. Anyway, they're all scared, and then, we must be quiet because we're in the Mines of Melon. And then the old Tash Prince, he wants to talk about his feelings again to old Eleanor. And even she says, what now? You've chosen now? Oh. The others are kind of saying, well, yeah, can we leave this to another time? Suddenly, with no warning whatsoever, so they just cut from that. They cut the scene from that to suddenly, all the others are fighting. Trolls, suddenly. We don't see them appear. We don't have any indication that they've turned up. There's not even a moment where they look at each other and then they fight. Suddenly, Tash Prince and Eleanor are in the forefront of the screen, and in the background all the rest of the team's fighting. And anyway, they get over the fight, and they move in, and the music. Oh, the music is so tragic. It's so tragic. We cut back to Kit in the chair. Somehow she's got one hand free now. So old Christian Slater's in the cage. He goes, throw up the nasal grappler or something, some weird torture tool. Throw that up to me and I can get out. Well, why don't she use it to undo the other? What's it? She's got one hand free now. Why don't she do that? Or she really don't trust Man Mardigan. They've only just met, and she said, "Oh, you're mad." It's not just a clever name. Why don't she throw it to Willow in the cage next door? But he asks for it and she just gets it and throws it to him. And then he throws it back so she can get herself out just in time for him to fall out and fall off a precipice. And he's going, ah! So now they've built the tension up. Doing it that way has built the tension up. You know what Dismal Minus do? Wouldn't it be good if ... ran? None of the scenes make sense. Nothing fits together in any logical form. Just wouldn't it be cool if someone is falling, and they've already done this, by the way, with old Speckled Jesus has a moment on one of the rotten wooden slats, and they do an extreme close-up of a rotten wooded slat. As just before she's about to jump, they go, dun dun. It's almost like they should have an arrow saying, rotted wooden slat. Old Christian Slater's hanging on. She's going, oh my God, I've got to get out to rescue him. And then they bother about, and then after, obviously she rescues him and he thanks her and all the rest of it. Ah. Then there's three. So we're between the two teams now. So we've got the team of three: Christian Slater, Willow, and Kit, and we've got Borman, Tash Prince, Eleanor, and Speckled Jesus. Right? In the other group, we go back to them, and they're creeping round the mines, and they're vast. Like they go on for infinity. They've shown us that in glorious, not so glorious CGI. But it ain't, it's not glaringly bad because it's all dark. So CGI works better, doesn't it? So I can't really moan about that. Forget about that. We don't go there this week. So they're all creeping around in the dark. no torches, no nothing. Having a chat, stopping and talking about their feelings. Honestly, just stop and talk about our feelings for a little bit. Or when we go to the other group, they're talking about the greater story of the series. They stop to talk about that. Christian Slater just they have a little break. Kit asks him some questions. He tells the greater story. So we just have these breaks where they can't even try and escape or get to where they want to go without talking about their feelings or story arcs. And anyway, they're just, and they make this, so they get these costumes, and I think I must have missed it making a cup of coffee, and I ain't going to rewind it. They've got these costumes now where the clean-up trolls obviously have to wear these costumes with these. They look like them Inquisitors with the wassits, and they've got these gas things on and all that, and they do the clean-ups of this. I think that must be something to do with this liquid and that. So they think, oh yeah, we can just walk, which we know the Dismal characters love to do. We can just walk around in these costumes now, impunity. But one of them does point out to Borman that, like, you're 7 foot tall, mate. You're not exactly looking very troll-like. The trolls don't notice, do they? These 3 trolls just walk through this little corridor bit, this bit of cave where the 4 of them are. There's 2 of them each side, the 3 trolls in the middle of them, and the lead one walks past. He turns around and he goes, and you think, oh my God, they've been discovered. No, he goes, we need a clean up. We need a clean up on level 2. And it's Tash Prince, and you can hear his voice inside his little mask thing going, no, I ain't gonna do that. You got this troll comes up to him, yeah, because they're all Cockney trolls, all the bad guys are Cockneys in this. Goes, yeah. He goes, did you just disobey an order? He comes right up to his face. There's only 3 of them. There's 4 of them. Now the lead one's got his back to Borman, who's 7 foot tall. And the other 2, wouldn't it have been a better idea just to bundle them? No, it wouldn't, because we need them. The plot demands that we need old Tash Prince to go with them. Oh, in any other thing, they would have. All right, I know that's a plot device. Just a quick serious break. In order to get him in the position he needs to be in to make the story work, I've got no problem with. I haven't got any problem with that. The group getting split apart and all coming together. You know, that's our expectations. That's what we want to do. We want to see each member of this crew that we've come to know and love, to go. That's where the drama comes from, doesn't it? They've all got their different obstacles to overcome to get back together at the end. Hurrah! But it's such a ridiculous. Anyway, they're in this enormous mine. They're all groping around in the dark, but they're all finding where they need to be. They're still talking about their feelings and their emotions. And the group with Kit. So Kit's got this massive troll, big metal, what's it? Christian Slater's leading them though. She's in the middle, Willow's waddling behind, and they get to a point where they can hear, you know, they're talking about the storyline and all that, blah blah, talky, walk, talk, and then they hear the trolls, and he looks round the wall. He goes, oh, there's only one of them because Christian Slater's at the front. So she passes him. Now, surely, if she's the kind of enforcer of the group with the big metal weapon, either Christian Slater should be going, right, knock him, bash him, bonk him on the head. He turns round. Oh, can I have the weapon now, please? He disappears. We don't see any fight because we don't in this series. They obviously the budget obviously went elsewhere. I don't know where. Might have been on the joke coordinator, because I don't know where because it certainly didn't go on stunt or fight coordinators. I tell you, in this show, because all you hear is bump, all you hear is what? Ooh, ow, bump. Christian Slater comes back with a troll weapon and hands it back to her. As if to say, oh, I don't know what as if to say. I'm not going to go there. Oh, and anyway, back to the other group who were talking, and oh yeah, and she drops the wand into the infinity, and there's no way they're losing the wand. You know, I'm not, at this point you're not falling for it, are you? At this point, it's just it's just funny that it's like, oh no, the wand has gone. No, it hasn't. There's no way on this God's given up. And then the quote of the year, and certainly at this show so far, Eleanor turns round and says, no, it's Kit, I think, or one of the other characters. I think this is when they get back together. They meet, obviously they do, don't they? Both of these groups, in the vastness of the Mines of Melon, they meet up. Sorry, I skipped a bit, and you need to know the details, don't you? Otherwise, this would just be stupid. It'd just be stupid, wouldn't it? I would just sound silly. Both groups meet up. She's lost the wand. Willow ain't happy. And then there's a noise. And one of the other characters says, there's someone coming. And Willow goes, trolls. Oh, no. No. Oh, my God. But he doesn't even say it. Trolls. He goes, trolls. There's someone coming in the Mines of Melon. Yeah, I reckon it'll be. It was just so. Well, why didn't someone say this? Troll? Hold on. Shut up talking about your feelings for a minute. I can hear trolls coming. Doesn't that not make more sense? The Willow informing them that there's trolls. And then they're in these dark caves. And then suddenly it's all lit up. It's all lit up. And Christian Slater knows where the secret... he's obviously, because he's been down there 10 years. So I don't know if they've let him have a wander around and talk to himself, maybe. But all the lights come on and they start talking about where the... Christian Slater knows how this works. He's been down here before looking for the treasure, like Borman has. Oh, right. Blah, blah, blah. And then they get to the treasure chamber. But it's lit up a bit more now. Someone's probably... I don't know. And now they're in the... So now, they all stand in a line again. To look at this big... this big effigy statue of a head. And I don't know. All standing in a line. And they have to solve riddles. Oh, and you've got this kind of like fairground music while they're solving the riddles, and they do this passage of time scene. Oh God. It's painful. It's painful. There's no laughs here. Apart from the fact that suddenly Eleanor gets the answer to the riddle. After a passage of time too, like a complete waste of 2 minutes. Complete waste. It's 120 seconds you're never going to get back that you could have made some use of. And then suddenly, like, so they get the bit of treasure, the cuirass, that the thing opens up because they get 2 riddles right. I mean, my God, it's not exactly Raiders of the Lost Ark, is it, protecting the treasure? And they get the bits of treasure. Kit gets her dad's sword, and hears his voice, but they drag her out because for some reason now the treasure chamber is trembling. It just starts because they needed it to, didn't they? Wouldn't it be cool if the treasure chamber started quaking and you see all the crumpled, few little rocks come down? Because otherwise, how do they create any tension trying to get Kit out of there because she's being sucked in by voices of her father and all that. She's been, I don't know why there's this weird vortex in there either. I might have missed something. If someone wants to let me know, if you want to let me know. If not, I think I'll still get on with my life. I won't lose sleep. So we all have to run out because this is trembling now. It's quaking. There's earthquake in the not anywhere else, just in there. So they all come out. And Christian Slater turns up and says, turns around and he says, yeah, that gate over there, that leads to the way out of this vast mine of melon. Yeah, go on. Off you go. Because a load of trolls have turned up and Willow aims his wand and you're thinking, oh yeah, he's going to give it another blast. Here we go. No, they all take them all on one by one. And we see it. We see the scene. We don't see like a kind of a coordinated, choreographed fight. We see them individually, one-on-one, fighting one troll. We do see some 16+ stabbing though. I've got to admit, it was good. It was good to get the gore in there. You know what I mean? We just see a stab and a withdraw, and then on to the next scene. But I think it was Borman who goes swoosh, and then we see a little head with his straggly white hair roll across the floor. Totally horrific. Well deserving of the 16+ certificate of this show. And they end up opening this rusty gate. Now it leads to a slide. So it's obviously a rubbish chute. It must be, because they're on this slide and they end up in a big. I thought they was going to do a trash compactor scene, to be fair, when they got to the bottom of this slide. So they all go wee, wee, all down this nicely polished slide, wee, all the way down to the bottom, and they're in a big heap pile of rubbish. And then there's a CGI scene of lava, of you know, the stalactites and all that. You know, you're at the bottom of a massive mine, you know, where they've been carving out the earth, the rock and the earth and the mountains. Oh my God, like the Mines of Moria. And Tash Prince, he goes, I think I can see a way out. I think I can see a way out. Oh God, it don't get any better than that. Don't get any better than that. And then suddenly there's this big bubble, this big thing, there's all this lava. But they just start walking across it. After old Tash Prince has said, I can see the way out, they just start walking across it. All it is lit up floor. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's not dangerous until this bubble and Kit falls in. You know, it's just obviously it's a full stop to a scene where she's got the it's got to be in it. Wouldn't it be cool if when Kit gets to the end of her rant, we punctuate it with a phew, she falls into the lava and it magically goes or whatever it is, not lava, onto the lit up flooring. And then Willow gets his wand, his staff, and you can see her underneath. But she's just, there's this lovely scene of her falling into some water. So why, I don't know, it isn't explained, I don't think anyone cares by this point, because we're right at the end of the episode. I don't know why this lit up floor is across, you know, there could be a fantasy reason for it. There could be a fantastical reason for it that wouldn't take a lot of explaining and inserting into the story. But no. Anyway, guess what Eleanor finds? Down at the bottom of the mine. In this vast CGI mine of melon. She's stepping back and she steps on the wand. Yay! And she finds her magic just in time. Eesh. But then, oh my God, do we know if if she lives or dies? We've got a whole week now. We've got a whole week to wait before we find out. But that's not the end of it. Just when you think you can't take any more excitement, we go back to the other prince who's been wandering. He's been wandering around, and he's wandered back round on himself because it's obviously mystical. And he's back in the ancient city. He's on a hill, looking down on it, but he's come back to where he arrives anyway. Then he's decided to go back down into it. I don't know. We don't know why. There's no reasoning behind any of it, is there? But anyway, he's back in town, and he's wandered into a bit of a corridor in one of the ruins. And there's a woman imprisoned, and she's very, very easy on the eye. And you know now, we know, and he you can see the look on his face. He's going, as he's walking over to the bars, he's going, oh, all right. Oh. Oh, because he's a bit of a scamp, isn't he? And you know, and she is all right. She's all right. But this is going to cause a bit of friction, ain't it? When the gang finally meet up, and Eleanor wants she wants a bit of another little roll in the grass, like from the first episode. But just when you think, oh, there's too much going on, and this is like sensory overload, there's got to be the end of the episode soon, and it is. And they end it, on this, everything's building up. Oh my God, we don't know who is this mysterious new woman. Oh my God, his sister's trapped, and did Eleanor get her out? Oh, it's building up to the climax of the show. And they end it with the Beach Boys, Good Vibrations. If you don't know the song, I ain't going to play it. Should I sing it? No, we don't. We definitely do not go there. And I'm just going to end it there. That's enough. And I'm going to bid you adios.